More than smoke, cash in the trade with the truth we hold. Dark telling dark, real men talk about the weight on they souls. More than smoke, cast that light, but we don't hide when the days feel cold. More than smoke, we burn it down so we can build back hold. It's just more than smoke.
Good evening. Welcome to another episode of More Than the Smoke, where status disappears but the smoke stays the same. I am your host, Jamon. What's good? Welcome to my home. I'm in here cooking or about to cook. And it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been on here, and I want to talk about that. This episode right now, I'll figure out what episode this is. It'll be in the upcoming release of the channel. The title necessarily, I just want to talk about a promise to myself and nobody else. That's what I'm going to talk about. A promise to myself and nobody else. And I was just thinking of this as I was in here cooking. And I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm going to move a little bit. Hopefully this will be able to be seen. I got my phone here propped on the my little tripod, and in my kitchen, about to make me some fries and some broccoli florets, and I'm gonna try to just talk about a couple of things. The promise to myself and nobody else. It's been a while. That's what I said earlier. It's been a while. Life has been lifing. Life has been good. Life has been challenging. Life has been doing what it's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And tonight's episode, or this episode, is not necessarily about cigars, although I will be smoking a cigar a little later. Matter of fact, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get that stick because it is important, and I want to share that in 1 second. The first thing I want to try to do is slow down a little bit. I ain't got to be in a hurry. If you come across this channel, hope you will enjoy the content. Usually what I've said in previous videos was the thing that determined how long this episode would be was how long it took me to smoke a cigar. Well, right now I'm not smoking a cigar, although I do, however, want to talk about a particular cigar and give the profile makeup of it, just talk a little bit about that. Tonight is just about life, living life. So here's a cigar that I am going to be smoking a little later after I finish cooking, and maybe even depending on how long it takes me to do this video. Okay, so let me see. Let me get some more lighting. Don't need this lighting though. All right, here we go. All right, so tonight's stick is going to be the Amar by AJ Fernandez. I'm excited about this stick. For no other reason than I saw this stick being displayed on one of the channels of one of my favorite YouTube content creators. Shout out to my man from Free Smoke Cigars. I believe my brother is out of the DC area. Anyway, and I believe he was showing this stick alongside another stick on his page, or actually on his YouTube page, whatever. Anyway, I took a picture of it. I was like, yo, I want to check that out. It was featured with another cigar. I don't remember, what was it called? The Purple Pledge. Share in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. I think it was sitting alongside that. Anyway, I saw it and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna have to get that." I don't know how new this stick is. Apparently, if I'm not mistaken, I remember one of the gentlemen at my local B&M said that this cigar came out at the PCA just recently, and I think this is a new stick. I just don't know exactly how new. Anyway, so a couple of days ago, I took a screenshot of it and was just like, "Yo, I'm gonna get that." Didn't know where I would find it or if I would be able to find it. And then I walk into my local B&M earlier today, and I mean, it was right there, literally right there. I walk in, turn to my right, and it's sitting right there. Three beautiful boxes. So I was like, oh yeah, this was the first stick I picked up. So yes, I'm going to be smoking this stick a little later. Let me give you the profile makeup. It has a Nicaraguan Habano wrapper, Nicaraguan filler, and a Nicaraguan binder. It says that this is a Nicaraguan Puro. What do we have? The Habano wrapper has spice plus natural sweetness. The Nicaraguan core has earth, strength, potential, structure. This is from ChatGPT. So this may be accurate. It may be a little off. But those of you who have smoked this stick can share in the comments what your experience was. And that's that on that. Puro blend, it's focused identity, not all over the place. All right, so it has a focused, as I said, a focused identity. It has a goal, right? It has a purpose. And it's not all over the place. So it doesn't sound like it's complex. It has a goal in mind. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to be smoking on a little later after this. I'm going to come back. Let me get my food going. Again, I said I'm making some French fries and some broccoli florets. I'm gonna talk about a couple of things because not that you know, only that I'm telling you. It's been a while since I've been on here. I got videos. I got videos in the wait, in the sense that I've made these videos, but I have not come back to them and provided the information I want to provide, and that is descriptions. And then partly of it, real talk, I just lost the momentum. Got to working a lot, knowing like, man, I literally got this channel on hold. You know what I'm saying? All I got to do is add the descriptions and the channel can go public. But, I got to live in life. Shout out to one of my favorite content creators. It's Just Storm. Always appreciate that, brother. You've heard me. If you are a subscriber of this content, and you've watched any of my previous videos, I've gave shout outs to this guy before. He's very encouraging, a very encouraging brother, and he keeps many of us new content creators or new creators to YouTube. He keeps us encouraged. You know what I'm saying? And I'm one of those individuals. So I appreciate you, brother, for all that you do. Appreciate for everything that you say. So I'm back here, right? I'm back on here. Nobody can make this content but me, in the sense that if I'm going to do this for my channel, only I can do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to get done by itself. So here I am. All right. I'm going to get to cooking a little bit so that I can get back on here, can turn the attention, to myself in terms of what it is that I'm going to be talking about. So excuse me for a little bit. Let me go here and cook, and then I will be back. Again, if you're just joining me, welcome to another episode of More Than the Smoke, where status disappears but the smoke stays the same. I am your host, Jaman, and tonight I am, let me give a little, not too much. I am inviting you into my kitchen. I'm getting ready to cook That's just my kitchen, as if you cared or whatever. I don't know. Getting ready to cook, make me some fries and some broccoli florets. And I'll get back here in a little bit, and then we'll get to talking. All right, so I got my air fryer heating up, and then this will be a lot of breaks up in here. A lot of this is the first time I'm doing this, right? A lot of this is, in terms of what I'm doing right now, is me inviting you, the listener, watcher, subscriber, into my home, right? So I said the title of this is The Promise to Myself and Nobody Else. Trying to get back to what that initial thought was in terms of making this content, right? I'm not making the promise of this content to nobody else, but I'm making it to myself, right? This is for, well, let me say this. At the beginning of this this video, the disclaimer popped up, and should have told you, all of this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not in any way making any claims. I'm not a I'm not a lawyer, so you're not going to get any lawyer advice. I am not a medical professional, so you're not going to get any professional advice. And I'm not a financial professional, so you're not going to get any professional advice on here. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not an advocate, or I'm not advocating for you to smoke or to drink. But if you are going to smoke or drink, hopefully you are of legal age, and what you smoke and what you choose to drink is your choice. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only, but as well, this is for motivation. This is for inspiration and encouragement as well. Hoping that something on here that I will say will be encouraging, inspirational, and maybe even motivational for you. So I'm letting you into my home, here in my kitchen. I guess I don't have to be that close. I don't know. I got this microphone on and everything. So I'm going to just go about doing what it is I'm doing. Again, this is the first time that I'm doing this, but I can remember way back, man, in like it might have been, I have a video which I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to include that video, a clip. It's literally just going to be a clip of me talking on my phone way back in, like, it may have been like something like 2014. You know what I'm saying? Or it may have been even earlier than that, maybe 2013 or 14. I'll be right back. All right, first of all, I had to take that sweatshirt off because I'm here in my kitchen. I'm going to get hot. I was already getting hot. So anyway, I can remember back in like 2000, it might have been like 2013, 2014, something like that. I was married at the time, and I had took this video, and I was just playing. Now, I wasn't playing around. I was trying something. I was trying, I was videotaping myself, kind of just talking, kind of like this. And like I said, I'm gonna try to include that, a portion of that, muted, but just to show you, right? At a time in my life where I was trying to do something, I saw something in my mind, like I saw myself doing this, way back then. Never, but I didn't follow through or anything like that. So, creating content, wanting to be of encouragement, wanting to provide encouragement, wanting to provide inspiration, some kind of way. if you have watched any of my previous videos, one of those videos I talked about finding my way, just trying to find my way in the world. I'm 54 years old by the grace of God, real talk. And I do not look like what I've been through, but Lord have mercy, have I been through, I'm saying, some things in life. And real talk, to God be the glory on that. But I see myself doing this, been trying to find my way, right? That's what I was talking about, finding my way. Whether that was preaching from a pulpit or, preaching from a platform or speaking from a platform, encouraging, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll be honest, I really don't know. I like to talk. I like to encourage people. I like to speak into people's lives. So several times, this is not my first time on YouTube, several times I tried to come on here to try to provide content or trying to say something because I believe I had something to say. But lost sometimes in the past, I lost the momentum, I lost the motivation, the inspiration, and let life get more difficult than necessary. Be right back. So, let life get a little more, I allowed life to deter me from, getting on here and making content or, doing what it is I said that I wanted to do. So here I am again. You know what I'm saying? Here I am again. I've made some progress. I've made a lot of progress. The way I intend for these videos, these new videos to show is a definite part of that progress in terms of how far I've come, in terms of things that I thought I could not do, things that I didn't believe in myself to be able to do way back when, right? When I first got on here. And so I'm proud of myself in that. So I'm gonna go and try to cook some more just so I can kind of get my head together in terms of what it is I'm doing. Currently, right now, I'm about to make me some air frying me some fries, some French fries, some russet potatoes. So I cut up 2 russet potatoes and put them in cold water to take away some of the starch. And then I blanched them. I guess I didn't really blanch them. I sat them in hot water for 10 minutes. And I didn't film that. I'm just telling you exactly what I did. And we're going to see how it comes out. And so, and then I did 2 tablespoons. I did 2 large russet potatoes. So I did 2 tablespoons. Realized I actually only needed 1 tablespoon, but it's all good. 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. And I got a batch right now sitting in, I have a batch right now cooking in the air fryer. So I'm gonna go and fix those and then make my broccoli florets and come back and talk. Again, tonight's, this episode, I'll figure out exactly what episode this is. Matter of fact, I'll be right a second, I'll be right back. I'm not sure how long this video is gonna be, but hopefully you'll stick around to the end. Not promising nothing at the end, but just hopefully you'll stick around to the end, that you will find the content, again, inspirational, encouraging, and maybe even a little motivational. I got my fries finishing up in the air fryer. After that's done, I'm going to do these broccoli florets. And then I'll take a little break again, eat a little, and then I'll be sitting down next time. Welcome to my home. Welcome to my kitchen. And I'm cooking tonight. And this is just giving you a little insight into my life, right? 54 years old by the grace of God. And if it's God's will, this year, 2026, I turn 55. I'm going to say it myself. I do not look like what I've been through, but Lord have mercy, have I been through, you know what I'm saying, some things, just probably like you and so many others, right? But to God be the glory that he's brought me through. He's continually bringing me through everything that I've been through and that I'm constantly and currently coming through. So usually what I wanted the content of this channel to be about is cigars and communication. I've not been in the cigar culture for long, but in the it'll be a year later on this year, if it's the Lord's will, you know, that I will. It'll be my first, 1 year into the cigar culture, and I have learned so much. I've learned a lot about the culture, and I've learned more about myself. My palate recently changed, or has been changing in the last few, I'll say in the last few months. It's been changing and stuff. So whereas I thought I only love Connecticut's, I only love, creamy, dense smoke type cigars, sweet tips and all that kind of stuff. Nah, I've graduated. Why? Because I've graduated, I've progressed, I've evolved, because in life I've graduated. In life I've progressed. And definitely in my life I have evolved. And so my palate has evolved. And so now I can stand a little pepper. You know what I'm saying? I can stand a little spice. I can stand, to smoke, medium to full, maybe even full body cigars. You know what I'm saying? Full body cigars. And so I'm gonna talk a little bit about that, but not too much. Again, tonight's this episode is not so much as about cigars, although I've already shared the cigar that I'm going to be smoking a little later on, the Amar, Amar, by AJ Fernandez. I shared the profile makeup earlier, but I'll share it again. It has a Nicaraguan Habano wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, filler. It is a Nicaraguan Puro. Be right back. All right, and I am back. Yeah, so anyway, not sure where I stopped off. Got these fries going. Watching a video from YouTube on how to make the best fries in the air fryer. So we're gonna see how that turns out. All right. So again, as I said before, I don't know how long this video is going to be. I guess it's going to be as long as it needs to be for me to cook these fries and make these broccoli florets, and then eat a little bit. And I'm probably just repeating myself, but forgive me. And then eat a little bit, and then I'll smoke a little bit as well. Yeah, so kind of lost momentum. I was a little fearful, actually, to be honest. I got a little afraid to finish because that's what I need to do. At the time of this video, the channel still has not been published. It's still not made. It still has not been made public. I just kind of lost the momentum. I'm gonna just be honest. I did. I got a little fearful. I have 8 videos. Previous to this, I have 8 videos that are done. Literally, they are done. I got the music and everything, and that part I'm really proud of myself on. Right. However, I need to go back in, add some descriptions for each of them, which I will kind of talk about for the description for this video, and then I can make the channel public. And then all my responsibility to do is to bring you content each and every week, whether it's on Saturday, sometime on Saturday, or sometime on Sunday, but not let the week pass that I don't create some kind of content where we might be smoking a little, we might be drinking a little, whatever your choice of drink and smoke is. And it'll be, cigars and communication, inspiration, encouragement, maybe even a little motivation. Give me a sec. Let me get my head together and come right back in terms of what it is I'm talking about, so that I'm not just rambling, but that, again, I'm saying something of substance. I was saying earlier that part of the title or the theme of this video tonight is I'm making a promise to myself and nobody else, right? Or that's what it's titled, A Promise to Myself and No One Else. Whether or not this content gets made, it's up to me. And I'm making a promise to myself to create it and no one else. I'm not promising anyone else that I'm going to be on here, right? I am promising myself maybe, that I'm going to come on here every week and say something encouraging. Of all the million people in the world, right? Billions of people or whatever in the world, I'm one of a whole lot of billions who have something encouraging to say. And the way it appears, more than appears, that social media is, we all, as human beings, are interested in the lives of others in terms of what they have to say, what they're doing in their life, what they're filming, what they're showing, and what they're not showing, or whatever. We all have an interest in that. Like, let me see what this person is talking about, and I say that in terms of I don't know who's going to come across this video. They may be in another country, across the world somewhere, who will come across this content and they'll find something encouraging. Maybe you have a like or a love, an enjoyment for cigars, like I do, all the way on the other side of the world, right? And you enjoy then cigars and communication, right? Cigars and inspiration, cigars and motivation, cigars and inspiration. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here to provide you to the best of my ability. Let me get to these fries, and then I'll be right back. One of the things I'm just thinking is, I don't want to be on here too long. I don't have to be on here too long. I just wanted to invite you into my home, invite you into my kitchen as I am preparing French fries in the air fryer for the first time. And I just put my broccoli on, my broccoli florets. And so that's what dinner is for tonight. Let me kind of go back and mention a few things, because in the last couple of days, I just realized that it ain't really been that long. The last video on here is from the 19th, and the 19th was last Sunday. So it really ain't been that long, man, but with all the things that's going on in life, it can seem like that. It can seem like it's, been a long time. Turn food? Okay, I did that already. It can seem like it's been a long time, but it really hasn't been a long time. So if you have watched any of my previous videos, you know what I'm saying? As I said, it's about cigars and communication, your choice of libation. Preferably you are 21 years and older, because that's the content that is on this channel. Disclaimer went up. You saw that before the video started, and so you already know what it's about. I'm not advocating for smoking cigars. The fact that you may see me on here smoking a cigar, I'm not advocating that you have to smoke a cigar. It's your choice. My only hope is that you're going to smoke and drink responsibly. Okay. As I've said earlier, and I'm just saying it again, just for another purpose of repeating. I am not a medical professional, so you're not going to get any medical advice. I'm not a legal professional, so you're not going to get any legal advice here. And I'm definitely not a financial professional, so you're not going to get professional advice here. This is for entertainment purposes only, but also it is for, again, inspiration, a little motivation, and definitely some encouragement. Welcome to my life, you know what I'm saying? I'm a 54-year-old truck driver, single. I want to be married. You know what I'm saying? Working hard and living life. You know what I'm saying? And trying to live this life in a way that pleases God and everything. So anyway, got my food cooking in the back. I was trying to get at something. I forgot exactly where I was going. Let me come right back. Okay. I remember now what I was going to talk about. So the last video that I made was episode 10 verse. Episode 10 verse. I'm about to call some scripture, right? Episode 10, session 9. This is episode 11, session 10. A promise to myself and no one else. Just tasting my fries. 2 russet potatoes. This is what I did. 2 russet potatoes. Cut them up with the skin on. And I'm making some broccoli florets. I know, I probably mentioned it several times now. Like I said, I thought it had been a while since I had, made a video. But actually, it was just last Sunday that I made episode 10, session 9. And so here it is just a week later. But so much has happened, right, in a week's time. So much can happen in your life that it can feel like it's been 2 weeks, it's been 3 weeks, it's been a month. But it hasn't been that long. In the last couple of weeks, as I was saying, if you've watched any of my content before, smoking a cigar, talking, whatever, about life, blah, 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 blah. Recently, this will be I'm only mentioning it here. I'm going to mention it here and then do my best to make a short video about it where I'm talking about choosing health over hobby. Health over hobby. So I'm just going to speak to that a little bit. Recently, I don't need them to cook long, y'all. I do not need them to cook long. Recently, I chose. Well, let me go back. Because like I said, right now I feel like I'm kind of rambling. Maybe a month or so ago, right? A month or 2 ago. The way I have been smoking cigars, not that I have been smoking a lot, right? I would smoke something like 2 or 3 in a week over the weekend. I don't necessarily smoke. I've smoked a couple of times throughout the week, but not on a regular basis. Like I said, when I do smoke, I'll smoke on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday or whatever like that. However, recently, I changed my eating habits. And I realized through some research I found online that, watch this, I've been maintaining 250 pounds for decades. At least almost, I would say almost 2 decades. I've been maintaining 250 pounds. Never went over, didn't go that far down, right? But I've been maintaining 250 pounds for close to 2 decades. What I realized recently is that I'm gonna eat my fries because I don't like dry fries. So I'm gonna eat my fries while I'm talking to you because, like I said, I don't like dry fries. what I realized was my calorie intake for 250 pounds is like 2,300 calories. So for close to 2 decades, I've been maintaining 250 pounds without trying and eating 2,300 calories without trying. And what I in that research, what I found out was, or not so much as what I found out, I knew it before, but I just didn't take it seriously, right? I really didn't take it seriously. I went back to old habits, eating what I wanted to, when I wanted to, how much of it that I wanted to. Well, I, regained that knowledge of remembering that, well, if I eat under 2,300 calories, I can lose weight. So that's what I chose to do. And so for a whole week now, let me show you. For a whole week now, I have been keeping a log of what I eat. All right. This is today, yesterday, and all the way through, right? All the way back to last Sunday. I started on Sunday. Let me see if I'm right on that. Nope. I actually started on Saturday, right? Hold on, let me see. Yeah. So it's been a week today. It's been 7 days today. 7 days today, and I've been keeping a log of what I ate. And my goal was, and I'm gonna try to talk about this on another video because that is not necessarily what this video is about. But anyway, my goal is somewhere between 1,700 and 1,800 calories. Maybe a little over, maybe a little under. But I'm trying to maintain, that. And the next episode title will be Health Over Hobby, right? And I'm gonna talk about the hobby part. I'm gonna get into that in that particular video. That will be episode 12, session 11. That's what that next episode is going to be about. Health over hobby. And so just want to talk about it a little bit here and not be on here too much longer, so I can eat and then enjoy my smoke and get on, what I'm saying, with enjoying the weekend. And so I got serious. Let me just say this, y'all. I got serious about my health. I'm gonna make a statement here. A statement and belief that I have been carrying for. Oh man, I hope y'all didn't see that food drop out, come flying out my mouth. All good. It's all good. A statement a statement and belief that I've been making to myself for quite some time now. I don't have the right to demand from a woman that I intend to do life with, a woman that I'm interested in, anything like that. Be right back. Hold up. I am straight multitasking here, and I ain't too good with that, but I'm making it. I'm making it work. I'm making it do what it do. 1 second. Doing several things here. I don't want these broccoli florets just sitting in this hot water, so I had to take it out. Give me a sec. I'll be right back. All right. I don't have a right. This is something I realized, right? This is something I realized, and I've been carrying this belief within me for some time. I don't have a right I don't believe, and I'm gonna say this, I don't believe no man or woman has a right. We don't have a right to demand from others what we ourselves aren't willing to do. So I don't have a right to demand expectations that I have from someone else that I'm unwilling to meet, right? That I'm not willing, things that I don't have a right to demand from a woman what I'm not willing to do. So my health being one, it's took me all my life to come to where I am, 200 and some odd pounds. You know, when I was in high school and Navy, and then when I got out the Navy, you know, I was 100 and, I don't know, 150 or 140, 150 or whatever, you know, pounds. Again, it's taken me, you know, all of 30 plus years. 30 plus years from, and I'll say even closer to that, probably 40 some years, right? To go from 100 and something to, you know, 250 pounds. And anyway, I recently chose my health over my hobby. My hobby is smoking cigars. My job looks at my smoking cigars like I'm smoking cigarettes. It's tobacco. And so, side note here, small side note, there's like a penalty for that. They charge me, I'm paying like $100 a month, and they would rather I quit. But I know why. I'm conscious, and I know the reason why I got into the culture, right? And I may have talked about that in a previous episode. So I don't know. You might have to go back through and find that. But at that time, one of the things that I mentioned in terms of what my reason was, I broke a pattern of being antisocial here in my apartment. I come home on the weekends, work Monday through Friday, come home on the weekends, and sometimes I go and grab something to eat, and then I would not leave my apartment until Monday, until it was time for me to go back to work. Wasn't something that necessarily that I wanted to do. I was afraid to get out and you know, have a social life or whatever. That's for another video. Anyway, so I know why I got into the culture. Well, it doesn't matter. My company is charging me $25 a week. They would rather, like I said, I quit. And so what I've done is I have slowed down my consumption of cigars. Not that I was smoking a lot, not like I was smoking every day, because I don't. Like I said, the most I'll smoke is 2 or 3 cigars over within the whole entire week. And so I backed that down even more, right? And I said that, you know what, I'm going to not smoke I'm not going to even smoke as much that I've been smoking, right? And I thank God for, again, the progress that I've been able to make, the momentum I've been able to build, you know what I'm saying, and the follow through that I have built, you know, in and on my life, that I'm following through with more stuff now than I ever did before. And so, trying to get back to what I was talking about, making a promise to myself and nobody else. That's the whole theme of this episode. But what I am giving you is a background of what's been going on in the last week, and pretty much what's been going on in the last week. I have had follow through with changing my eating habits, and I'm not perfect, but I've been consistent, and that's what's important. That's what's more important. I've been creating consistency, and so I've chosen my health over my hobby. in that at one point last week, my attitude was real talk. My attitude was I was choosing my hobby over my health. And I had a sense, I had a kind of arrogant attitude, like, because my doctor mentioned, like, hey, maybe you want to slow down or you want to stop. I said, no, I'm not going to stop. Because I know why I started. And like I said, I've been able to, just slow it down. Just take, my dad, may he rest in peace, Louis Vernon Locke, Jr., my dad used to say, kick it up a notch. And so that's what I've done for my health. I've kicked it up a notch. And I believe he would be highly proud of me in terms of the progress and how much of it I have evolved in life. And so that's what I did. I kicked it up a notch. Oh, 1 second. So I kicked it up a notch. I took matters into my own hands, right? I have high blood pressure, and I need to get my blood pressure down as well as my weight down. And so I've been consistent for, the last 7 days, starting, 7 days today. And I intend on keeping that log going, logging everything that I eat, whether it's my favorite ice cream, Haagen-Dazs, caramel cone, or salted caramel for Talenti, whatever. I'm going to be honest with myself, right? I'm going to be true to myself and log everything that I eat. My goal is anywhere between 1,700 and 1,800 calories, a little bit. I don't mind going a little bit over, and I don't mind going a little bit under, right? But making sure it's consistent. And already, real talk, in a week's time, I have seen progress. Now, it might be just water weight. I don't know. But I went from 250 down to when I weighed myself this morning, it was like 237. Again, it's psychological and it works for me. And so I'm proud of myself. I'm celebrating that as a win. So anyway, I chose health over hobby. I'm going to get ready to end it right here because I don't want to be on here too long. The title and theme of tonight's episode was a promise to myself and nobody else. In terms of who's making this content, I am. Who can make this content for this channel? Only I can. And I'm not making that promise to anybody else to say, I promise I'm going to be on here, I'm going to do this. No, but I'm making that promise to myself, right? That every week I'm committed to making some kind of content. Sometimes I come on here, I'm smoking a stick. Sometimes I come on here, I'm smoking a stick, I'm drinking something. I'm not getting drunk. I'm just, enjoying a little libation, what I'm saying, to stimulate the conversation, what I'm saying? And hopefully I'm saying something inspirational, encouraging, and maybe a little even motivational, what I'm saying? And hopefully you're finding value in everything that I am saying, what I'm saying? And hopefully, this content will reach somewhere across the world and encourage somebody, inspire someone to keep going in life, no matter what. That said, I'm gonna get ready to get off here. I'm working on my second batch of fries. I still got my other fries here. I don't like, just so you don't see me talking and chewing at the same time, I don't like dry fries. So it's important to me that I consume these fries. Give me 1 second here. As I said, the next episode is going to be entitled Health Over Hobby. So that's what I did this week. I chose, or overall, what I chose to do was choose my health over my hobby of smoking cigars. I've cut back on how many cigars or whatever that I'm smoking. I'm no longer doing 2 and 3. I might do 2. I might just do 1. Last week, I think it was. I only smoked one cigar. You know what I'm saying? Today, I might smoke, more than one. Matter of fact, this will be my second stick. But I'm choosing health over hobby. I'm making that promise to myself, right? And nobody else. And again, hopefully you find value in what I'm saying here, that you, for yourself, will choose health over whatever hobby you may have, whatever that hobby is, good, bad, or indifferent. Choose your health over your hobby. I'm kind of closing up here. I'm getting it. Yeah, because I don't want to go for an hour. Anyway, this is like my conclusion. I've been 250 pounds for close to 2 decades. Been maintaining 2,300 calories by accident. You know what I'm saying? Not by choice. Maintaining 250 pounds again, not by choice, by accident. And so now for the last week, I've been eating under 2,300 calories. I intend to keep that up, and I'm going to see some significant change. I'm going to look better. I'm going to feel better. I'm walking, doing that. I've increased my water intake. You know what I'm saying? And one of my goals is to come off one of these blood pressure medications. I'm on blood pressure medication. You know what I'm saying? So I want to come off at least one of these first blood pressure medications, and eventually come off that last one. You know what I'm saying? By eating more healthier, and being more health conscious. So tonight's dinner is some French fries that I made in the air fryer, and some broccoli florets. I'm gonna eat those, and I'm gonna continue to enjoy my evening, smoke my second stick, and like I said, continue to enjoy my weekend. I chose health over hobby. My goal is to lose at least 30 to 50 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, 30 to 50 pounds by walking. You know what I'm saying? 30 to 50 pounds, and then somewhere beyond that. I have a goal in mind. I won't call it right now, but at least for right now, it's 30 to 50 pounds. Continuing to eat how I'm eating, walking, and I know I'm going to see some results. I've already seen results, even though it's psychological, but it's real at the same time. Like I said, if it's just water weight, well, it's just water weight. It's okay. In time, it's going to be real weight. You know what I'm saying? And so, made a promise to myself. I'm making this promise to myself that every week I will come on here and provide content, something inspirational, something encouraging, and maybe even motivational. Everything on here, though, is for entertainment purposes only. As I said in the which it was already said in the disclaimer, but I'm also saying verbally, I'm not a legal, medical, or financial professional, so you will not get any legal, medical, or financial advice on here. But it is for entertainment purposes only, and and that's that. So I chose health over hobby. I'm going to talk about that in the next episode. And like I said, for this last week, I've been doing good. Sometimes couple days I went over. You know what I'm saying? All of it is kind of guesswork. What I am doing is, hold on one second. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, I'm multitasking here, and so I'm trying to keep an eye out. Yep, keep an eye out on what it is I'm doing while I'm doing this. Health over hobby. That's the next episode. I've been consistent. Like I said, I went over a couple of times. I've been under a couple of times. The goal is to at least get into that mid-range between 17 and 18, or even maybe 16 and 18. Stay consistent in that mid-range, and I know I'm going to see some definite results. Again, this is kind of wrapping it up. This has been another episode of More Than the Smoke, where status disappears but the smoke stays the same. I've been your host, Jamon. Hope there's been something on here that I've said, even if I was kind of rambling. I hope there was something that I said on here that was entertaining, or not as entertaining, yeah, definitely, but encouraging, motivational, and inspiring. I'm still here after everything that I've been through. I'm still here, and it is nothing but, it has been nothing but and by the grace of God that I am still here. Had a lot of loss in the last couple of years, but through each of them, God has been bringing me through. And so, again, hopefully there was something on here that was inspirational, encouraging. I'm going to get back here to my fries and my broccoli florets and smoke my last cigar for the evening. And I hope that you will be safe. You will continue to spur on in life and have an awesome weekend. Have an awesome evening. Now, I'm going to be honest. I probably just said something a couple of seconds ago and then I switched to something else. Forgive me, you know what I'm saying? What was that saying, charge it to my heart and not my head, or charge it to my head and not my heart, something like that. I can say I don't mean to do that, but I'm just trying to keep my thoughts, things in order and in terms of what I'm talking about. Again, have an awesome evening, have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you next time on another episode of More Than the Smoke. Peace.